we are returned. The four of you are in the captain's ready room at a short table. A tea service has been set out, and something like warm bread and cheese has been placed out. Captain Linthul gestures and says, "Wine, anyone?"
Yes, please. I'll take some.
Yes, please. That would be lovely.
Not before ship's lunch for me, thank you.
Okay. She pours 4 glasses and sets one in front of Sparky.
I look to see how he reacts to that.
Sparky looks at it and then looks away. So,
looks like he's demurring.
You want to know about dragons. What in particular are you interested in?
Well, at least for me, given I have a dragon friend, how I can best care for him, but also what we should be doing. He says that he's got a important role to play in terms of keeping magic where it should be, and he said he has a grand quest, and I want to help him do that. But also, I mean, I know that this whole reason we're here is because we're supposed to be fighting wyverns and drakes. Like, how is a drake different from a dragon? What should we be looking out for? How can we make use of this great boon we've got in the form of our friendship?
Let's start slowly. You want to know about how the care and feeding of a dragon.
I mean, I've worked out a couple of things. He likes gold, but he can also eat regular food. He says he doesn't eat to eat, but likes to eat.
All of these things are, of course, true. Many dragons may also prefer gems. Jewel dragons in particular require them in order to use their magic. It's also something of a need or addiction to acquire it. It should be noted that there is only a limited amount of gold in existence across the plains. So dragons are something of a interplanar banker system. It's very complicated and rather unusual, but they excrete it as well upon their death. If you have ever heard of a dragon's hoard, the tales that you've been told, she laughs as she takes a sip, are perhaps slightly exaggerated.
I mean, Sparky said he wants a hoard.
Yes, dragons do like to collect and gather things. There is... If I said to you good and evil, what would you think?
I think I need more context.
What is a good action? What is something that is good?
I don't know. Helping people, protecting the natural world, like, you know, being good.
Our understanding of good and evil is given to us by the gods, who decide our fates after our death, our punishments, our redemptions, our mysteries, and our rewards, based upon how we've lived, how we've acted, either against them or in their name. Dragons have a different series of values that predates the arrival of the gods. I can't say as I understand it perfectly. This sort of high arcane theory is beyond me, but For dragons, to use magic for good, is to use magic for others. And to do evil with magic is to use magic for only yourself. And understand that there is a scale there where one might do magic for others while also doing it for yourself. So for a dragon, neutrality is to use magic for magic's sake. And there are very few dragons who do so. Many dragons are drawn inevitably to one of the two poles.
Sparky says he's about creating balance in magic.
That's very interesting. Such a thing is not unheard of. I don't know. Again, this is not my area of expertise. You're talking about extremely advanced magical theory.
Is there anyone at the disorder we should maybe speak to as well for more information? They seem a studious bunch.
The disorder is very kind to host us here. There are many topics. Yes, there are many topics which are forbidden in polite society which find their way here. The library here is filled with many books written by those who do not live in the Empire or any other measure of society. Topics on necromancy and death, and also on dragons or written by dragons, which you might find here. I think you may find that the library is perhaps far more dangerous than the monks.
Well, we've already been banned. Indicate towards Sparky and I.
You've been banned. Yes. Mm-hmm.
We've been banned? We've been banned?
Well,
Sparky, and I guess by extension me, because we go everywhere together.
If you want to know more about dragons, I suggest you speak with Professor Dr. Archibald Knickerknacker about removing that ban as soon as possible.
In the meantime, could somebody pass me some bread?
The captain slides you some bread and has a very small amount of warm table butter. Until it's a real luxury.
I just spread it all over that toast.
Okay. You're not like Bilbo Baggins, like butter spread over too much stuff. Alright. She raises an eyebrow but says nothing.
So what's the next step for us here in terms of our mission to find these drakes and wyverns?
I have dispatched what knights we have amassed to seek out the drakes and wyverns, servants of some form of dragon here that I suspect is waiting for us.
Most likely an acid dragon.
A poison one, I believe, as well.
Hmm.
We were hunted by green and black wyverns.
Wonderful.
Sparky, is there anything that you know that can help us find these dragons or drakes and wyverns? I think that they're different, aren't they? Yeah.
Sparky, when you turn to look, the wine glass is empty and the snout is just covered in red. But they're looking as if they haven't moved since the last time you looked at them.
Classic.
Sparky looks at you as if asking about drakes and wyverns is a topic so disdainfully below them that you have offended Sparky by asking. It's like, oh, can you tell me about this piece of garbage that's underneath my shoe that I should be wiping off of it?
I still look expectantly.
Wyverns are like winged kobolds, barely intelligent. They are commanded by personality and force of draconic presence.
Hey Google, turn on the office light.
Do you know how we could find them?
They will find us. The stench of our smell is carried far. My magic will inevitably draw them.
I look back to the captain. He says that his magic. So you speak draconic, don't you?
Yes, I am not surprised to hear any of that.
All right.
In fact, I'm counting on it.
Should we be staying here at the Disorder if we're going to attract these things to us? Should we not be somewhere away from people that might get hurt?
She stands up and moves to turn away from you and look out the back end of the windowed part of this room out at the Disorder. A look flashed over her face before she did that.
Insight check.
Okay, go ahead and make an insight check. An 18. She is torn. You realize because she has intentionally brought the ship here in order to basically dragoon the monks into the defense of this operation.
I like her.
You can tell that it weighs on her, but she did it anyway.
Good to know.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Brood. Should we at least warn the monks?
The monks are aware of what may come as a result of this ship being here. Yes, the presence of this ship and your dragon have put them at risk, and that is an intentional action on my part. We have lost a division. That is no small amount of fighting power. Many of those who died were the sons and daughters of nobility. The 5th detachment is one ship now. One ship. I realize that doesn't carry any weight with you because none of you are Empire citizens. But when news of this spreads among the public back in the capital, the Senate is going to have a very serious problem. I am not, or I was not, in charge of the 5th detachment. I am now its commander because all of the other commanders are dead. And the 5th detachment had explicit orders to carry out a series of war games under the guise of actually finding this draconic threat brewing past our borders. That deception is gone now. The dragon threat is quite real. The war games will never happen again. And a large portion of our fighting force is gone now. I have 4 Thopters, a half dozen knights. I had to hire mercenaries to supplement my fighting force, and I am knowingly putting citizens who are not of the Empire at risk. We are making a desperate play here because everything west of that mountain where we picked you up on is Empire land. It may have taken us 4 days to fly out here with the fractioners set high, but we made that entire trip in less than a day when we were moving at full speed. When we were moving at the speed of a dragon. If we do not stop whatever this is brewing beyond the borders, they will be past us before anyone can respond. I do not know whether you journeyed here from the east, the west, the north, or the south, but dragons will roll through the southeastern lands of the Empire with no one to stop them, because there is no fifth detachment beyond this ship. Many will die. So this is the plan. We find them and we bait them here. She takes another sip of wine.
So, is there anything else to the baiting other than us just being here? Anything else we can do to bring them here other than just Sparky being here?
This plan was concocted before I knew I would have a dragon as bait. It is perhaps a great boon to have your dragon here.
What was the plan to bait them if you didn't have a dragon?
Our smell. They will want to take us out. Dragons are offensed at the idea that something can challenge them as the rulers of the sky. It is the reason why the Imperial Sky Knights exist, in order to challenge supremacy of the air.
Okay, well, I think my question's been answered.
So, Captain, I have a question for you, if you may. I don't question your tactics and bringing the ship here and using the monks as supplemental forces, unintentional. Against,
I assure you, it is
will.
very intentional.
Sorry, against their will. But do we have plans to bring the wyverns or drakes down once they're here, or are they? What plans do you have to fight them once they get here?
I don't have any fire nets or ballistas. My plans are to fight them with whatever we can. I am aware that we are at a disadvantage, but this is what we have.
Do the monks have anything?
Do you?
No. I was on the ship. I carried what I had. They have a whole city here.
She scoffs at that. There are perhaps 200 monks here. I wouldn't call this a city. They have means of defending themselves. Some are perhaps more than a match for several Imperial Sky Knights. There are very old, very experienced monks here. There are also some apprentices who I wouldn't trust to carry a bucket of water from one side of this room to the other.
Same could be said of the Sky Knights.
All right. Listen, she's been amiable, even cordial until this moment. When you talk shit about the Sky Knights, it's clear that this meeting is over.
Well, that was informative.
I'd like to get someone that I can have a chat with the rest of the group without her there.
I mean, she just stares blankly at all of you until you leave. After you,
But is there somewhere we can go privately though?
I'll take some more bread and I'll leave.
oh my god! Look at this bread thief. All right, you can make your way.
Whatever remaining loaves are there, I'm taking them.
You can make your way up on deck, or you can just head out into the disorder. There's plenty of open space you can have a quiet conversation with.
Should leave the ship.
Okay.
You make your way out into the disorder.
So I don't know how you three feel, but for me, I don't like the idea of us luring those things here on the hope of using these people. My inclination is for Sparky and I and anyone that will come with me to go out looking for them. Maybe they come to us first if they're drawn to Sparky, and we fight them there, even if it's just us, rather than bringing them to where these innocent people are.
Well, it seems that since they were using the Sky Knights and the monks, that it would be a lot of wyverns and drakes, and not, our band of 4 people would be able to handle all of that.
Well, I don't put much trust in the Sky Knights to get it done, since they had a whole fleet and still failed.
I don't trust any of them.
Do we trust in ourselves? Our own strengths? And if it's a scout, some wyvern alone come to investigate so that it can mindlessly relay information, we could handle that, ambush it one at a time.
If it's an army of creatures, then the 4 of us aren't going to make a difference here either. But if it's just one or a couple scouting, as you say, then maybe we can take care of the situation before it gets to where the monks are.
If it was a couple, that one ship would have been able to handle it, but it took down that entire ship.
We also don't know the
fleet.
training level of those ships.
We don't know a lot of
Because-
information.
Yeah.
A fleet of ships would attract a fleet of enemies. A small group of us with Sparky might only attract a little bit of interest, and that might be the keys that we need.
We might find out where they're coming from and who's leading them.
That might not be a bad idea. Scouting mission.
If it takes pressures off the monk, then I'm for it. They did not know they were going to be prepared for this fight.
Yeah. Any information that could help the monks, I think, would be a good idea for us.
I'd certainly like to protect the library. I don't think that it should come to ruin because the captain has decided this is the place to incite a full-scale battle with an unarmed cargo ship and half a dozen knights that may not even return.
Either way, we're probably all going to get killed, so whatever we want to do.
So we sneak out tonight?
Sounds good to me.
You lead, I'll follow.
I could persuade the captain into a scouting mission on our behalf, but I would have to be the one to do it. I think that certain words and certain observations are certainly not favorable. Sometimes you have to, I'm trying to be succinct here, lie to people, not in a malicious way, not to hurt them, but to keep them from feeling offense. The truth is a painful weapon. It cuts deep.
My only concern is that she obviously views people as assets. And the moment she sees Sparky as an asset that's going to help her complete a mission, then she's going to resist any attempt to take that asset out of her control.
Well, we don't need to tell her that we're going on a scouting mission. We can tell her we're going into town to get drunk.
Probably not the greatest idea to tell the captain of your band that you're going to go get drunk rather than get prepared.
Perhaps we plan to spend a bunch of time in the library getting Sparky and Kithrix readmitted and then doing some research that might help us in the coming battle. But instead of that, we can go on a little scouting mission instead.
We're also not part of her crew and don't owe her any explanation.
Oh, we did get paid.
We did.
But I did not make my mark upon a parchment.
And if she does go around asking for us and we're not at the library, it could not work out in our favor. As far as trust, which I think is kind of big for a mission like this.
So we should rest now and sneak out later?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Your conspiracy is covered by the gentle sounds of rain as the clouds finally make their way above the disorder and break, openly weeping. What is the plan then? You can certainly take a rest in the afternoon. It will be somewhat belated. Are you leaving by heading to the library as part of this deception, or actually going into the deeper parts of the disorder, or are you just making your way down the mountain?
I was going to say we stepped off the ship to have this conversation,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
We don't have to go back.
Yeah. I mean, I just figure that, like, I don't figure we're being constantly watched. So I think I'd just be the assumption
Perception check.
Walking down the mountain.
We were given the choice whether we slept on the ship or found our way into the disorder.
Or we'd be
Anyway, while the
watched.
ship is here.
No one is watching you. You want to get up and walk off this mountain, no one is going to stop you, especially in the middle of a rainstorm.
I think this is the perfect time to leave, actually.
Okay. I'm carrying everything I own in this bag, so
Have I finished my weapons by this time, or do I need more time?
I think you finished them. However, as the four of you are coming to a conclusion, you hear a voice say, I have not been consulted for my opinion at this point. Of course, most of you hear it in Draconic.
What did he say?
he has his thoughts on this too. I turn him and look expectantly.
We all do.
I said I haven't been consulted.
Well, what do you think? Am I wrong? Sorry, I'm so used to you sort of coming everywhere that I go anyway. So I've got to get used to this.
You have made an agreement. Your agreement was to fight drakes and wyverns, was it not?
Yes, and we're not trying to avoid that. We're just trying to do that on our own terms.
I agree.
Do you understand why we don't want to put these people at risk?
Yes. I think your intentions are insane, but I will go with you.
We'll all keep you safe.
I will keep you safe. You are my Drake Warden. I am not concerned with you all keeping me safe.
Well, you're my friend, so I will anyway.
Sparky blinks very slowly. When do we leave?
He's on board for the big win.
Great. Now that we've consulted the dragon, maybe we can leave.
So just to be clear, Arthur, can Sparky understand other people speaking common? So
as far as you can tell, Sparky appears to understand everything going around him.
Okay, cool. So we can have a conversation in common and then just get his thoughts in Draconic. I don't have to sit there and explain everything we just said to him in Draconic.
That is exactly how it has happened up until this point.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I mean, Sparky understood everything that was happening when Gwyneria was using comprehend languages, which doesn't allow her to speak Draconic.
Yeah.
It just allows her to understand Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
I will need a group athletics check to make your way down this mountain.
Oof.
And because you're doing it while it's raining, you're doing it at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, God.
again then.
Holy sh!
Oh!
Hey, I got a 15. Let's go.
He's
Oh, my God,
no,
yeah.
don't bother rolling. You're done. Oh my God, you're all done.
I didn't think it could go worse.
Wait,
than it did.
Seven,
wait.
8, 5, and 9 are the results. So,
Wait, do we roll twice?
yeah, you have to roll. Don't worry about it. Your whole group has failed. Oh, over half the group failed. So
Can I make an acrobatics check?
no. When you make your way to the bottom of this mountain, it is well past midnight. You are cold. You are tired. All of you are covered in mud. You've all taken 5 points of damage from slipping, sliding, things falling on you. You're all miserable. You get a point of exhaustion.
This is going well. Can I use slow fall? Can I take 3 points of damage?
Do you actually have slow fall?
Yeah, I got slow fall.
Okay, you don't take any damage.
Yes.
I'm using produce flame, by the way, so I can see and stay warm.
Very well. You have no idea, I mean, unless someone wants to make a roll, what this mountain is named, but you have made your way to the southern edge of it. You know that the Thopters headed southeast into a nearby forest that leads into the deeper part of the forest. Also has a swamp, which is where they
What do I
suspect.
need to roll to find out the name of this mountain?
History.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
what are you rolling nature for?
I don't know.
I'll give you something.
I got a 14
history. So this mountain has several different names. It's technically outside of any, country, right?
Mhm.
There's nothing here of value except the monastery and the library, right? No armies claim it. No one comes out here to collect taxes, that sort of thing. A lot of people just call it Mount Disorder now. But previously, it was given the name Jith after the name of a dragon which died upon the mount. It was hit by an enormous lightning bolt, fell out of the sky, and smashed upon the rocks at the top of the mountain, which incidentally, according to ancient legend, is what formed the flat area that makes up most of the disorder and the skyship landing zone.
You said Jif, like the peanut butter?
No, Jith. It's like Sith, but with a J.
Okay.
Can I figure out when
And I
the
mean,
storm is
just
gonna
based on that check, you would know that Jith is only a small part of its name. But most people don't like pronouncing, 18-syllable names, so they just call it Mount Jith.
Can I try to figure out when the storm is going to end?
That's not a nature check. What I will give you on a natural 20 for 22 nature check is that the forest you are about to enter into is definitely haunted by spirits. And a hag absolutely lives here.
Ooh.
There is also some sort of supernatural fog surrounding it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give you all the things on a natural 20.
So definitely relate that to the group so that they're aware.
Ooh. Well, we should avoid all of that.
Can we?
Well, as wonderful as the story that would make, that's not the purpose. The purpose is to find drakes and wyverns. Maybe we should make a camp somewhere and hope that one of them comes to find us.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
Running across a hag is a wonderful idea? No.
I'm not going to wait for something to come get me.
That's the point of creating a trap and luring it, but we can see.
I mean, we can try and pick up tracks in the forests, but we are also all pretty bedraggled. We could do with the rest.
Yeah.
What do you want to do here?
We should probably take a short rest, and then I can work a little bit some abilities in order to help people rest up and feel better.
Short rest won't remove our exhaustion, but it will heal us some of the damage we took.
Yes, I can do the Song of Rest. So
You're talking bit. You're on mute bit. You're on mute bit.
Sorry, who were you talking to?
I thought Peter was talking on mute, but no.
No, I wasn't talking.
Okay.
Tanira's angry. She's cold and wet and doesn't want to fucking do this right now.
I was gonna say I can if we take a short rest, I can stop and cook us a meal.
Okay.
All right, short rest, dinner break.
All right.
Nothing like a post-midnight dinner break at the edge of a scary forest that becomes a forest swamp in a rainstorm. You can roll hit dice. Or sorry, Song of Rest is going to...
Everyone needs to spend a hit dice, and then you get an extra 1d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone that wants to spend a hit die to get back the 5 points of damage can do so right now.
Yep.
You'll have to roll for it. With an extra
I was going to say, if I make the
you're fully back.
if I make the chef's food for a short rest, anyone who eats it gets to add an additional 1d8 hit points when they spend a hit die.
I mean, based on that, anybody that spends a hit die can just go ahead and fully heal. I mean, that's...
Well, no, they can roll one on both of those dice and also their hit dice. You
with
know,
the Constitution bonus?
I'm going to say with how miserable Tanira seems, I'm going to give her one of those big pancake cookie things I made.
This definitely cheers her up.
Okay. As a bonus action, you can eat it and get 2 temporary hit points.
Sweet.
It's not a lot, but
I mean, I've got flavorless goodberries to go
Something.
around as well.
How do I do temporary hit points?
On your sheet, you can go under hit points. You see it's got plus temp. Just type a number of plus temp hit points into there.
Hit points, temp. Here we go.
What is your plan for entering this forest?
I mean, I know forests, so I'm happy to try and look for relevant tracks, anything that might help us indicate, wyvern, the signs of a kill or stool or anything like that to try and, track down anything that might be useful to us.
You're leading the party?
Well, I mean, I'm trained in survival, and I'm a ranger. I figured I'd be...
I'd like everyone to roll survival, and you, Kithrix, can take advantage.
Okay.
The 4 of you head into this forest. Animals of the night continue to make small noises. Perhaps they're fleeing in the face of your approach. Perhaps you're being watched. On occasion, you see eyes peering at you through the mist with an animal, almost reptilian look. Hithrix. You notice the rest of your companions are all splitting up from you in the fog, all going their individual directions. You call out to them, and none of them can appear to hear you. On a 21, you can find one person here and go with them.
I will probably stick with Gwyneria because I think that Kithtrix feels that she is the most vulnerable if caught alone.
Very
Seems
well.
fair.
Godric, your attention wavers for but a moment, and you are surrounded by fog on all sides. You look around. Everyone's gone? Did they leave you? Or have you just always been alone? Even the fog seems to recede away from you. Just you. Alone.
I think there's a constant, like, dwarven grumble coming from his mouth as he just mumbles complaints about the fog and it being miserable. And if he notices the fog kind of receding away from him, I think he would probably mumble something about good, it knows better.
You hear a shriek. Ah! Help me! Please! Ah! Ah! The sounds of running, fleeing, branches snapping.
Well, I guess I'll go see what all this noise is about.
Okay.
And he starts trotting off in the direction he thinks it's coming from.
Make an athletics check.
Oh boy. That's not bad.
Okay. 21.
21.
Respectable.
Alone. Without a care for the rest of your party, you head deeper into the forest. You begin trudging through boot-high water. Splish, splash, as you enter the swamp. The voice is always just ahead of you, calling out for help. Screaming in terror. Find someone. It's a dwarven woman wearing a shift, lying. She twisted her ankle on a branch. Who are you? What are you doing out here in the forest this late at night?
I seem to have been separated from my friends. Are you hurt? Do you need help?
Why are you chasing me?
I'm not chasing you. I heard screaming and came to investigate.
She looks at you suspiciously. For the folks at home, I'm rolling here real quick.
Can I ask her if she needs assistance? I can try to help bind her ankle.
Okay, she got a 17 on the die. She looks at you and says, Yes, I think I could use your help. Do you have any supplies? Something to bind my ankle?
I mean, I have rope, and I'm assuming since we're in a swamp, I can find a stick to make like a splint or something.
Okay. Do you have like a healer's kit or anything like that?
I don't think I have a healer's kit. I have skill with medicine.
I will let
I
you
don't
roll
have a
medicine
healer's.
at disadvantage for this.
Okay. Disadvantage. That's bad.
You twist the ankle even more in the process. Tears run from her eyes. Ah! I know you're just trying to help. Please.
I'm gonna give her the other big cookie I have and tell her like it's not much, but well, it'll give her two. It'll help. It'll give her 10 hit points.
What is your passive insight? That's 10
Passive
plus your
insight.
insight score. I don't know if D&D Beyond stores that.
My insight is a +1, so I'd be an 11.
All right. She takes it and she bites into it and goes, this is good. A little soggy from the rain and the ambient moisture. Sorry, I don't have like a plate or anything. Just like biting huge chunks of it off.
And it's just meant to be a finger food.
Sure. Can you help me to my feet?
Yeah, I'll help her up.
It feels warm pressed up beside you as you help her to her feet. What can I do to repay you?
I don't need any repayment. Just let's make sure you're safe. Where can I help you go that you feel like you'll be safe?
Oh, I'm honestly, I got lost in here. Do you know where you're going?
I was with some friends and I seem to have lost my way.
Are you looking to find your way?
If you'd like, we can start looking for my friends together. Two sets of eyes are better than one.
So you want my help?
No, I just want to make sure that you are somewhere that you're okay. I don't want to leave you alone if you're in danger or in a bad situation.
Okay. That's really nice. Just keep an eye out. There's some sort of beast out here. I swear, it's real. It was hunting. There were eyes.
All right. Well, I'll keep my eyes peeled. Can I make an insight check on her and see why she keeps asking me if I need help?
Yes. Except instead of insight, I'd like you to make an arcana check.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you don't know, man. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that.
It's just it would strike me as strange that the girl with the twisted ankle is asking if I need help.
Yeah, it is strange. I agree with you.
So I think Godric's a little on edge. He might not know what's going on, but I think he's
there's a sort of ever-present sense of wrongness about this situation and everything around you.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you there was a hag in this wood.
The two of you continue to head deeper into the fog together. And where once it moved away from you, now you are engulfed by it once more. Tanira. You look around, abandoned by your friends, left alone again.
Told them this would happen. Can't believe I'm in this stupid wood. It's cold and raining.
There's something coming through the fog for you. A light. A torch. A huge torch. One that blazes heavily.
Who's
the light
there?
of it reflects in a sphere around whatever is approaching you.
Who goes there?
The mist parts to reveal a pit fiend stepping through it.
Oh, it's just you.
Just me. You
Can I
had
help
the
you with
wisdom, the perspicacity to know that you were stepping into a forest of nightmares. And yet still they did not listen. Why would you come to this place in the witching hour?
I don't know. Just wanted to get on with it. Didn't want to sit there and wait for the dragons to come. What is it to you?
What is it to me? What is it to me? What do you even know of me?
What do you even know of me?
Everything.
It's very non-specific.
Your whole life is like an open book to me. A road that I have traveled.
Suppose I can close the book for now and find a way out of this fog instead.
You will
Unless you can
never
help me
be
with
rid
that.
of me, Tanira.
Well, I'm getting rather irritated with you right now. So are you going to help or are you just going to stand there?
I've been helping you the whole time.
Doesn't look like it. I'm in a forest. Fog everywhere.
You asked me for power. You sold your soul for power. I asked you for service, and you did not even ask for a reward until I reminded you of it. Your drive for vengeance would kill you without me. Without me, you would die drinking yourself to death in an aimless and pointless direction. Your power has doubled since I have met you. You and all of your companions are bolstered by my magic. You think your sudden growth is somehow an accident? You deny our bargain to my face?
I don't deny it. Just not in the mood for it at the moment.
Who am I?
I don't know.
Have you ever thought to ask? You would die without me. You would be lost without me.
I'm already lost. Figuratively.
The pit fiend leans down and says, you don't want me here? You want to be lost? Very well then. I withdraw my protection. You may regret that ere next we meet.
Someone's
Around
touching.
you, the mist.
Where are these people? I'm gonna go
Your
try to
turn.
find my friends.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Perception. Damn, I'm just rolling so good today.
Okay. You turn. You look. Mist, mist, fog, mist. You turn again. You're in a clearing. There's a dirt road. Village, a familiar one. You're walking down it. You stop, suddenly realizing you were walking. You look around. Someone at the edge of the village says, "Oh, you lost? Or that mark on your shoulder, that badge. Are you the replacement?
I
The
look down at
carpenter.
the badge.
He died a few weeks back."
I am a carpenter. What village is this?
This is the village of Tavel. Someone tugs at your left hand.
And look down.
It's your son. Is this Tavel? Is this where we're going to live from now on?
I bend down, just say, "Yes, dear. I'm just getting to know the nice gentleman here. Give me 1 second." I come back up and talk to them.
You're a bit different than what we were expecting.
What were you expecting?
So he puts his hands on the welcome to Tavel sign, and he slaps it and says, "Well, let's get you around to meet everybody else in the village."
I'm already wary since I've had dreams like this in the past, so I just want to be extra on my guard. But I'm going to play along with whatever's going on.
Your husband wraps his left hand into your right hand. Fingers intertwined to give you strength, and he leans in and he says, "Knew it could have been like this. I'm sure it won't be that bad."
Looks like a real dump.
And with that, we're going to head to break as the three of you, your family, and all the possessions you own enter into this town. We'll be back for that last part in about 5 minutes. Enjoy those wonderful Twitch ads.